heat waves and all of the things that have happened this year. The heat waves were going outrageously. Now, the good news is that, since I will put some good news in here, not all that devastation, but basically that your life, even though it's been, who's been getting angrier, by the way? Let's go for hangrier and in what I call bit mode, if you know what I mean, the rest of the word of bit, but basically getting very short-tempered, or seeing anybody around you who's been doing that, who's getting depressed really badly. And remember, even though depression can be obviously horrific for certain people, it's also a great thing. Now, why do I say that? If it's not clinical, and depression actually changes you, you know that when you think back, look at your own history. Think back of when you were really in a, going through some really horrible challenges, bad things in your life. And soon after that, usually is followed by a time of great growth, right? So that's why depression closes you down, and there's more videos on the depression on my website or YouTube. And basically, it closes you down and makes you start thinking about what? Not your family, not your children, not your job, not everything. It starts making you think about your family. And you don't do that enough. You start giving it away, don't you? You start supporting other people. And some people don't even see that you're there half the time. Is that correct? Because you're really there in support, but they don't say, hey, how are you doing today? And they really mean it. Is that right? Right. Yeah. You need to start changing that. And you're starting to see that too, right? So that's what this is all about. If you don't change, what I call in the book squeezing the head, that's what Spirit's going to do. They're squeezing your head, and that's why situations in your life are going to get worse. There is something in your life, I'm afraid, that's can be getting a bit too close to the edge. Does that make sense to you?
Not immediately.
It will. They don't show me inaccurate information, but there is something that's called squeeze it kind of your head for you to see another different, because you sometimes tend to track one way and you don't see that there's opportunities outside. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're very focused. When you want something, you go for it, right? Mm-hmm. You're very, very direct, but you forget, don't put blinkers on yourself, because there are other opportunities out there. You have to see that challenges bring you a different form of viewing things, that you take the blinkers off and you'll see other things in your life coming true and drawing to you. They're trying to give you so much information, and we just doubt it because we know what's best. Sometimes we don't. Okay, just know that they are trying to help you. There is something called the candle lesson. Please go to it. You can, if you signed that book here, I'll send you all the links to the candle lesson. And I've seen miracles I have never seen in my life. How much time have I got? I just don't want to be...
How long do you have till 1:30 or 12:30?
12:30. Oh, great. So try and fit as much in. That's why I'm so fast. Okay, so basically we are going to go into massive shifts, and I hate to say it, because of this energy, we're going to see this new. We're going not only through three dimensions being interweaved into where we are now, and that's why you're feeling and seeing far more things, right, Tammy? Yeah. Your intuition's getting really increasing and peaking. That's why your anger issues or getting frustrated with things, because you're breaking down. In other words, not exactly like a cellular breakdown, but a spiritual breakdown. That they can't shift and change you if you're so solid. You understand? So you have to understand to let go of things. And don't be so controlling in your life. It will come. You're going to see that there are a lot of good things going to come. I mean, I want you to really be conscious of this, even to the extent you can jot down, something great happened to me, I don't know how or why, or, money came into my life, or something unexpected great. Good things are going to start coming, not for another 2.5, 3 weeks. And I'm not kidding, I'm very good on time. So know that things will start coming out of the unknown, like somebody good to you will, be there to support you in one of your dreams or things like that. So be aware of it, and you'll see that it is so incredible. that you don't even know it until, oh, was that an angel? Because it was there, you know, but then suddenly they've disappeared. So be conscious of that. And when you're conscious of something, what happens? You draw even more things to you. All right? And that's what it is. You're going to be, that's why all the sensitives are getting very fractious, because you're being changed, and you're being changed to more of a magnet to these great things. All right? Wow, sometimes you're a bit structured, lady in purple at the back. Too structured.
Okay.
All right? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
And you want to do so many things, but you feel frustrated because you can't get there, right? And that kind of backfires on you. It's like a rubber band effect. It'll ping you back, right? You need to be watching that. You need to let go of certain things. Slight obsessiveness is okay, but you're kind of going near that line where it's too obsessive about things. And then you'll have an easier life, because things are being not exactly tough, but tough in the way of nothing seems to be turning out right sometimes. Does that make sense?
It's been a really hard last couple of months. I've gone through a lot of things.
Yeah, well, you'll see why if you let go. There's lots more, but I can't go too personal, you know, obviously, in this kind of thing. So, any questions? Quick? No? Okay, moving on. So there is another exercise called the kicker. Now the kicker is, again, if you signed up there, I'll send you all the links. And that is that the kicker exercise is a bit of a kick in the head, because basically it's an excerpt from my book, and it's a verbal exercise where it'll take at least 3 hours to do. It'll change your relationships, whether you like it or not, in a good way, mostly, maybe in a bad way, in the way of you're going to see who you are. And it addresses all the relationships in your life, whether you like it or not. And that's ones you choose to, and these are people who have even departed, okay? It will change your concept of who you are, and you're going to see, you're going to step into the other person's shoes and eyes and start seeing how they see you. That's the kicker. It might not be good to some of you, that you realize, oh God, is that what they thought of me? Not to say it's a judgment. Nothing is a judgment here. It is for you to start changing your world to what you want, right? To what you actually want, okay? So what else? Other than angels, there's more money coming in. I know that for a lot of people, but it won't be until the end of November. Don't worry about the economy. And I've been trying to tell people that it's all your own belief. If you feel that it's going to be a bad economy and that it's, I'm going to be broke, guess what? Self-fulfilling prophecies. You're going to do it to yourself. You are a magnet. And see that exercise, how you changed? And if you visualize the negative, you are going to be in the negative, whether you like it or not. Don't do that. You tend to give your power away too much. You're too sweet to other people around you. Is that true? You might not agree with that, but you tend to give, and they push you too much to an extent sometimes where you don't want to go in there. That's anger. Is that true? And it takes a lot for you to do that. But you've been in massive change since end of January to February this year. Would you say that? A lot of things have been weirdly, I would say, other than not depression so much as things closing in on you. Does that make sense to you? So you've been in massive change, which is a great thing to be in change. 98% of us are in change, by the way. And I will say all relationships, husband, wife, whatever, partner, they're all going to be in change until next year, well into next year. That whether you like it or not, you are changing, they are changing. So you have to know that whether you like it or not, things aren't going to be that smooth. All right, and I've split people into emotionals, who are the ones who are feeling all the things, and logics. The logics, who here have been finding in their life people who are really angry all the time, and especially with the elections going on, angry, but having an argument with you, and you're not even arguing, and they're trying to have an argument with you. You're agreeing with them, and they're still having an argument with you. So I hate to say it, that's going to get worse. It's It's definitely going to get worse, and you have to know, I will put an exercise in the book, and that's one thing, I'm doing the book because there are a lot of books saying, oh, this is going to happen, but they don't give you any kind of exercises to deal with the situation. So the book is actually going to give you stuff to actually counteract it, okay? And that should hopefully help. So we're going to, on a global change, we are going on a spiritual energy change, because that's